What just happened? It's finished? He escaped. It is crucial that your ask is clear. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to look at another pitch from Vikram Ahuja, I hope I pronounced the name correctly, from ParallelXR, a pitch he gave at the AWE. And what we're going to see is what he have done very well, but also what he could have done to improve the way he presented his company and his services in front of the audience. So let's jump right in.
So most of us here, in about 10 days, are going to forget 90% of everything you've seen, heard, or read, right? And that's not very surprising since the human brain is actually hardwired to forget. And the only way you're really going to retain that information is actually if you do it, right? And that's why there's many startups and companies here pitching the benefits of training using immersive technologies. Sounds like a goldmine, right? Except if...
Now, the start was very good. He's really confident. He clearly prepared his beginning line. So you see that it's very clear what is the opportunity there. Something that not everybody does. What I miss a bit is so far is there is so many. So now the point is really trying to switch into the why us. What we see also here already is that after the first slides, you already go up with a slide with challenges and solutions, full of text, and I'm not sure that at this stage it is really needed. But let's go on and see how he does.
Virtual and augmented reality are to really make a dent into training, then there's a lot to be done, right? Content is extremely hard to produce, it's expensive, difficult to scale. There's difficulty with devices, platforms, multiple sorts of hardware. Analytics are tough, and at the end of the day, content produced ends up being static, which means it's a one-size-fits-all. You try it on, you see it, everybody gets to do the same thing. Which is why we're attempting to make training using immersive technologies a little bit different. And we've got 4...
And you see, here now what he says is, okay, we have these sets of problems. The content is always the same, the scalability. And he introduces his solution as, and now we are attempting to make things a little bit different. Now, when you just said that there are so many companies doing something like this, it's really important to make a clear statement, and that's why we are trying to change it. This is what we are doing different. What is also important is also give to the people that are in front of you a clear takeaway message. So these are the top 3 problems that we see. We see the scalability, we see that there is one content that fits for all, and we see the hardware is also still a problem. And this is how we are going to solve it. Number 1, number 2, number 3. So make it really compartmentalized and clear. This is the problem that we see, and this is how we at ParallelXR are trying to solve it.
4 pillars in which our business is based, starting out with what we call as an adaptive learning framework, which is a machine learning and primary and secondary data-based framework which allows you to develop and deploy content which is dynamically created and is modified in real time depending on the learning curve of each person who's going through the experience. We also recognize that...
Now, I'm not very technical, but I'm not sure what he exactly meant by that. Because what happens is when you step on stage and we start mentioning about new technology, about the machine learning and adaptive way in which basically the experience is going to change according to the user, it's very critical to also make some tangible example. Unlike what we have seen so far with others, we are changing the way trainings are shaped around the user doing this. For example, when people interact with this object in this way, the response of the experience will be this. So to give really a practical example of how this adaptive technology that they mentioned really make a difference. Because like that, it's not really clear to me. And if anybody knows more about it, please comment below and let me know.
That producing content at scale is difficult today. And so therefore, we're building a network of content creators, everything from 3D modelers to game artists to 360 production guys. And the idea is for us to be able to create content at scale, quickly, cheaper, better than what's already out there.
It's very interesting, actually, because I suppose that also the realities and the development realities that is there in India, it's very different from the one is in the US or Europe. So I suppose that also the business model can also be very different. Maybe something worth mentioning, because again, saying that you can have access to a wide variety of professionals that can support and help scale this faster, it's very valuable. But how does that impact your business and the way you are growing? This is also very important, because actually, as we will learn afterward at the end of the talk, his purpose here is really to look for investors. And that's very important, because when you actually step on stage, you have to make clear about what is that you would try to get out of it. It's not just stand there and talk about what you do and that's it. You have to be very targeted with what you say, the way you say it, the information that you provide, so that at the end of the talk, you're going to get something back. And this is different for everyone. So in this specific case, I think that this was his objective. And since it's about money, it's about looking for investors that they are looking into the value and what extra boost you have. And compared to the competition, it's very important to mention something like this, because it can really make a big difference.
Also working across multiple other platforms. Being based in India, we realize that a lot of people don't have access to high-end devices. So a lot of the work that we're doing today is really making sure that we can enable experiences across a variety of devices.
Now, this is another thing. The market is totally different, right? And giving an impression of the size of the market there in India could have also provided more insight into what kind of growth do we see, what kind of opportunity do we see there. Just saying that, it sounds like the way he put it, Vikram put it, is really about, it's more of a hurdle. So the hardware doesn't have enough, a lot of capabilities, so we are supplementing it with making sure that models and the experience is lightweight. Sure, but what about the opportunity on the other side? How many people have phone? How easy it would be to use things like cardboard to bring this kind of technology everywhere, in schools and so forth. So it is a very different, and could have put it from a different perspective and presented it to a different perspective.
And finally, we work with a lot of ecosystem players to do R&D. We're a part of Facebook's first global accelerator for AR and VR based in India. We're a part of Samsung's enterprise program. We work closely with Google. And finally, we were also working with Lowe's to help them deploy learning and training solutions for the retail sector. In fact, since we're at the AWE, our solution with Lowe's won the Augies earlier this year for the best enterprise solution. We've also got a whole variety of enterprise clients, all the way from engineering to retail to travel to manufacturing, that are working with us to deploy experiences that help people learn better. So for example, we work with Walmart, Amazon, and Puma to help retail experiences both internally and externally better and more seamless for their staff as well as their customers. And we've got a whole bunch of other customers doing similar things.
It's good to see how many partners he has. What people remember is the average of what you say, not the best of what you say. So the moment that you show so many partners, people are just gonna remember like a bit of the average of it. My suggestion is focus on what are the top highlights. Really, what are the most important collaboration, especially that will boost your growth in the future. Okay, so maybe mention something that helped you to build credibility right now, something that you achieved right now, like for example that demo with Lowe's, very good, that actually we're going to hear just now. And then we also have a series of partnerships that are going to boost our growth and give us a lot of opportunity in the future. Build it that way and don't overflow with collaboration, and just state it. Out of the many collaborations, the many partners that we have, and I wouldn't have the time to actually talk about with you, I picked two that I think are the best example. Example one and example two. That easy, and that's what's gonna stick in people's mind, not the variety of partners that is not even clear which one is really like strong and which one is just a small collaboration. Better focus on the best, quality over quantity.
Why do we think we can win? We've got a team that understands technology. We've got a team that understands our market. And our focus today is on building experiences that will work for the mass, right? So we're doing a lot around mesh optimizations, around performance, around compressions to make sure that experiences can be deployed across a variety of platforms. We've also got...
Now, this is another thing. Here it says, why us and why we can win. I'm not sure this was the best section to mention this. I would have gone after mentioning the partners and the collaboration and the project directly into some example, and then afterward into why us and what makes us better. Plus, what they said is not really unique selling point, right? I mean, they mentioned something different, like what were the challenges, how they want to overcome them. Those, I would say, should be their selling points, and also the kind of market that they are tapping into. Instead of just, we know tech, we know technology, and we are doing mesh optimization. I suppose that's something that a lot of people are doing very effectively as well. So they are good. I'm not sure that they are unique in it.
But a network of creators, as I mentioned earlier, which helps us turn around faster, better, and in a much more effective way for our global clients.
Maybe give you also some example here. What does it mean more effective? What does it mean faster? How does that compare with others?
This is just a simple case study of what we did with Lowe's.
This is just a simple case study. Okay, a bit like, and we're doing things a little bit different. I mean, you have to stand out. This was a great example, and actually, if you see down here, look, the results are basically like hidden. The contrast color is even like light, so that it's even less readable than the rest of the text. I would have put this picture like huge here, and just the result. We are talking about 127% increase in customer confidence. That's pretty good achievement. And also, he's going to mention about media buy-in. Many of these initiatives, they are done certainly for the product, but also to get that media buy-in. How does that compare with other initiatives that, for example, Lowe's have done in the past? This shows the extra value that that VR is bringing to the industry. Instead of just hiding almost the result at the bottom of the slide, it doesn't stand out, both visually and at the same time in the way he talks about it.
Recreate a retail experience which was usually done through a salesperson talking to a customer. In this case, it was a 3D printed hedge trimmer deployed at their stores and gave customers a real-life insight into what it was to use this product. This try and buy opportunity helped them increase customer confidence by over 127%. Also, of course, ended up getting them a lot of media buy-in for immersive technology across their other product lines as well. The one that I'm most excited about is taking our learning framework and deploying it across multiple other use cases. The one that's really sort of the need of the hour is around sensitizing people for situations that today is being talked about in the world. Prevention of sexual harassment is something that we've been working with one of the largest NGOs in India and building out very immersive role-play-based scenarios. The idea is we're going to roll this out to more than 500 enterprises by the end of the year. We also feel this is a great way to get in and showcase the power of immersive technology to them, and after that, piggyback on some of our other technologies. So therefore, this is our growth strategy at present.
In glazing over it. Now, this is a very sensitive topic, right? And you see also from his body language that it was not exactly confident speaking about it, understandable. I think it has to do also with the way he framed it. What I would have done is put it in a way that they are helping enterprises dealing with a problem. One of the things that we are doing is that we are helping enterprises dealing with a topic that is extremely important, and that is sexual harassment. The moment that you frame it like this, it is really a sort of, not a sort of, it is really help that you are providing using a new technology. And if this indeed is a collaboration with a big NGO, and this helps you build credibility. Another thing that they mentioned very briefly was, and we are going to show this to enterprises and piggyback getting basically into their door. Now, the way said like this, it sounds like an opportunistic behavior, and it's not. What it is, and once we get, one of the biggest difficulties that we have when showing VR is really to get people confident in adopting something like this. The moment that we are showing this kind of application and we manage to talk to people, they have the opportunity to see and touch with real hands what is that VR. And this is an enormous opportunity. We are going in contact with more, here it says 500 corporate in the upcoming 6 months. This is a tremendous opportunity, and the way it was mentioned was, it really sounded like a bit of opportunistic, while instead a way to actually show and get people engaged and aware of this medium that I'm sure many don't have really an idea of what it's capable of.
We have a team of experienced entrepreneurs. This is my 4th startup. I've had 2 exits. My other founders are both experienced technology and product folks. We're looking to raise $750,000, which will help us in continuing to productize our offering and go global, because we think that we've got definite advantages with scale and helping enterprises get there. I don't have my details, but my email is vikram, vikram, @parallelxr.com. Thank you so much for your time.
What just happened? It's finished? I mean, that was the most important part of the talk, and he escaped. When? I cannot believe it. Okay, so what just happened? He said mentioned about the opportunity, then he, in a matter of 30 seconds, he went through the team, what do they need, and goodbye. If you're there, and if you're looking for investors, it is crucial that your ask is clear. And it's clear why you're going to succeed, and the people that are working with you will help you, okay? So that part where he says, why us, right? That part should have been here. And try to answer the question, why you and why now? Framing the market, framing the opportunity is something already I've talked about in my blog, and you can actually follow the link to the blog post below. My point here is that you have to come up with a really clear picture of why you are the best and what you're going to do with those money that investors are going to give you. So how you're going to spend them, what is the path forward, and we're going to use the money to do this, and to do this. And I have put so far this amount of efforts, this amount of time to make this work, along with my partners who already are very experienced. There is also actually reading in the small text. Another one of the partners also has another VR studio. It's called Cryonic. It's a VR studio, also successful. So why not mention that? Also, there was no way, no contact. So the email was not written there. That's also hard for people to kind of like write it down or find you back. And also come up and step in and just offer to connect, because this is what you want, right? Instead of just saying, I'm Vikrant Ahuja, and goodbye. No, just be out there and says, and I would love actually to hear what kind of difficulties are you encountering when you go to enterprise clients, and share with you how we overcome that and how we establish a very good collaboration with the NGOs. Let's get in touch. I will be at booth or just out here or wherever that is, so that you kind of like give a hand to them and not instead run away of the stage, because that is an opportunity. Being in front of such a stage can really change your business, because otherwise if you go there and you just wait and you just escape, you're not gonna get what you want. So really, really important. The last slide had to be totally, the last few sentences to be totally reworked to make it strong, because the ending is what people are going to remember. So make it strong, make it purposeful and clear about what you're going to do with the money, why you are the best, and what is the next action that you hope you get out of people. And I think that's it. So he was a very good presenter, absolutely very confident, and I think that with some touches here and there, and sometimes less detail, and focusing more on quality, on solution, and adding some data, some more information to build credibility, could have made it really like a killer pitch. So that's it for today. If you want to see more VR pitches, get up to my YouTube channel or visit my website and blog to get more qualifying questions. And otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.